Hello reader friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are returning because you subscribed, thank you. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, my name's Roxy. I love reading books. I started this channel just because I want to share my favorite books. I want to discover new books, I want to make new friends, and basically just also provide my voice and my input into the general online book conversation. The last few videos I've just done general books that I've read or books that I want to read. This time I'm taking my thinking out of it. I'm normally a mood reader, so I just pick up what I feel like I want to read. This time I'm going to have this little wine glass with some sticky notes, decide what I'm going to read for this month. I just put, I don't know, several sticky notes with different genres written on them, folded them up, stuck them in here, mixed them all up, and I'm going to select 5 genres out of this little wine glass. Normally it's called a TBR jar, but I didn't want to grab a jar. It's like this tall and I'd have to stick my hand all the way in the bottom, so this is just easier for me to do. I'm gonna be picking 5 sticky notes out of this cup, and whatever genre they have me read, I'll pick something on the shelf that I haven't read yet, add it to the stack, and I'm gonna read them in that order. So I'm excited for this because normally I just pick up whatever I feel like or whatever's popular, but this is gonna take my wants out of it and it's gonna hopefully not disappoint. So first book. Okay, this isn't really a genre, but I kind of ran out of some ideas when I was writing them down and I wanted to have a lot of options. This one is Start a Series. So my last video, I said I was gonna start the Throne of Glass series. I think I have another book on this shelf that is a part of a series that I could begin, even though I may not have all of the books or they may not be published yet. Let's see here. I think this one's going to be a series if it's not already. I'm not sure if this is going to be a series or if it isn't one already. Stand by, I'm gonna have to look. I don't think it's a series. But I think the one next to it is Outlander. Now I need to double check on this. Is it just one book or are there multiple books? Because I've watched the TV show and I know that it is a several part series TV show. Okay, this one is definitely a series, so I'm excited because I loved the show that was based off of this book. So I got this one on sale from the bookstore, just kind of happened upon it. It wasn't really on any lists or it wasn't the reason I was going to the store, but I picked it up just in case because I wanted to have it. I'm really excited because if I loved the show, I'm probably gonna love the book even more. I don't like reading stuff in reverse like that. I normally like to read the book or the series and then watch the show or the movie, but it's been a while since I've watched it, so I've forgotten some things about it. All right, first book, start a new series, Outlander. Next up, I didn't want to write the whole thing out. Historical fiction. I think I have a few things that are historical fiction that I have not read yet. I think I'm gonna go with this Pam Jenhoff book, The Winter Guest. I read The Girl in the Blue Coat by Pam Jenhoff and I loved it. So this one will probably be no different. A stirring novel of love in a time of war and the unbearable choices that could tear sisters apart. All right, historical fiction. Book number 2. Next up. Not my favorite, but I had to include it. Nonfiction. I think I have a couple. I don't know if I have any on the shelf, but I might have some somewhere else in my house. Nope, all of these are fiction, so be right back. Okay, I found one. This is one that's been around for a while. I just never really got into it because nonfiction is not my jam. I don't really enjoy reading self-help. I don't really enjoy reading biographies, if I'm being completely honest, but Wild by Cheryl Strayed. This was published in 2012, so it's been around for a minute. This is an older copy. Oops. I am jacking this all up. I think a few of my friends and family members have read this and thought that it was pretty good. So this doesn't look like it's too big. It's not too long. I will suffer through it for the sake of this challenge. This is one of the nonfictions that I guess I would enjoy reading. At 22, Cheryl Strayed thought she had lost everything. In the wake of her mother's death, her family scattered and her own marriage was soon destroyed. 4 years later, with nothing more to lose, she made the most impulsive decision of her life. With no experience or training, driven only by blind will, she would hike more than 1,000 miles of the Pacific Crest Trail from the Mojave Desert through California and Oregon to Washington State. All right, nonfiction, book number 3. Okay, book number 4. A romance. See, this is why I'm glad I'm doing this jar, because the nonfiction and the romance, probably not ones that I would have picked up. I would have kept going with my sci-fi fantasy books, but this is good. I don't have a lot of romance on my shelf. I'm just not a big romance girl. The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. Let's ignore the ugly Target sticker. I have yet to take that off. This one is probably not the best fall time read. It's for winter time read, but it's the only romance that I have on my shelf, so give me a break. For two sworn enemies on the Hawaiian trip of a lifetime, anything can happen, maybe even love, in this romantic comedy from the New York Times best-selling author of Remy's. I don't know if anybody knows this, but Christina Lauren is actually a pen name for Christina something and Lauren something. There's two authors, and this is they're both their first names. Yeah, I usually never read the backs of books, but I read the back of a different book of theirs. I think it was, it's this one right here, True Love Experiment. I have read this one. It's pretty good, but stay. I normally don't read the back of about the author or anything. I just kind of read to the end of the book and then move it along. I thought that was interesting that they're two friends and it's just their combined pen name. They have a lot of really popular bestsellers. So I liked the True Love Experiment. What was the other one called? The True Love Equation or something like that? I think it was called The True Love Equation. I listened to that on audiobook. I also like that. So this one had good reviews. I just picked it up at Target on my little Target book haul. And this will be my romance for the TBR for September. Okay, last one. I'm gonna make it count. Please give me a science fiction. Dark Academia. I'm not mad about it. I had already put the Atlas 6 on my list of books to read. Okay, well, I already have the Atlas 6 and Babel, which are both Dark Academia, on my fall TBR, and I don't want to just put one of those on here again. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick another one. I need to go book shopping. This is a sign that I need some more variety in my life. Okay, this one I can get on board with. A thriller. I believe this one is a thriller. Yeah, we're gonna go with this because this has been on my shelf, I'm not kidding, for years, and I've never freaking picked it up. I'm so annoyed with myself. I still have plenty of books on here that I haven't read. This one legitimately has been on my shelf for years. I have moved 3 times and it's gone with me everywhere that I've moved, and I haven't picked it up. So I'm gonna get to this one. The Perfect Mother by Amy Malloy. A night out, a few hours of fun. That was all it was meant to be. They call themselves the May Mothers, a group of new moms whose babies were born in the same month. Twice a week, they get together in Brooklyn's Prospect Park for some much-needed adult time. When the women go out for drinks at a hip neighborhood bar, they're looking for a fun break from their daily routine. But on this hot 4th of July night, something goes terrifyingly wrong. One of the babies is taken from his crib. Winnie, a single mom, was reluctant to leave 6-week-old Midas with a babysitter, but her fellow May mothers insisted everything would be fine. Now he's missing. What follows is a heart-pounding race to find Midas, during which secrets are exposed, marriages are tested, and friendships are destroyed. 13 Days, an unexpected twist. I don't know how I haven't picked this one up yet. I'm just a mood reader, like I said, so if I'm in a mood for a particular book, I just tend to stick to that theme, but I think this will be a good dark one to read this month. That'll be an interesting one. It's quite different from all the rest. Well, that is going to wrap up my TBR jar picks for this month. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed actually having something completely outside of myself choosing the books for me. Granted, I wrote down all of the genres that I'd be picking from. If you are like me and you have a lot of books on your shelf and you don't really know where to start, this is a really fun way to knock some off the list and get out of a reading slump, or maybe venture into some books and some genres that you've been staying away from for one reason or another. Let me know if you have any feedback, if you've read any of the books that are on my list to read this month. Once I finish them, I will be back for a review. See you guys next time. Bye.